music is dope. What's up, Jeff?
Always is, brother. Always is. Always is. What's
Yeah,
up? What's up, man?
yeah.
Brother, the
Welcome back.
holidays are upon us, man. The
Oh
holidays
yeah, it's
are
up
upon us,
on us. It's up on us. And
man.
happy holidays to all of you guys in advance. And we want to welcome you guys to two DJs and a mic again. uh, uh, I don't know how many episodes we've done, but we thank you guys for those of you that continue to sit down and kick it with us and listen to us talk about real DJ issues. Thank you. What's up, Chris? 2C the DJ. Um, we want to thank you guys, but we do have a very impactful show, I guess. I
Yeah,
guess
hot
yeah.
topics, baby.
Yeah,
Hot topics. Hot
they
topics.
smoking. They are smoking. My hands are. I burn my hands. They so hot. Yeah, but I know we waiting on some guys, but time is of an essence. And my man Jeff is down in the Mississippi.
Yeah, chilling at Mama Nim's. Yeah, I came down for a few days to hang out with my mom and just to relax, man. Brothers, my girls, my grandkids, just to hang out, man. Let the hair down for a couple weeks and not try not to do nothing, but that don't happen because something popped on my calendar to meet with a bride. So it's always busy, man. It's always
Oh
busy.
yeah, oh
So
yeah, yeah.
the work
And
don't
they
stop.
don't.
Even when you leave the office, the work don't stop. It travels with you. Work travels well.
Yeah, you said that it made me think about one of them little teenage songs. Work, work, don't stop.
Nah, it don't, brother. Work don't stop.
Yeah.
Got to pay them bills. Got to pay the travel. Got to pay the travel. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, we gonna wait on some of these guys, or no? We're gonna jump right in there.
Man, I'm with you, man. Yep,
We're gonna
yep,
jump
yep. I'm
right
with you.
in there. And for those that are with us now, if you got any questions, please feel free to let us know and so forth. But what does a good DJ setup consist of? Now, I know this is a very, I'm not gonna say vague, but this is a very open question. Uh, I will say there is a wrong. You know, sometimes we'll say there is no right, no wrong, but I will say there is a wrong. We've seen some fire hazards. We've seen some stuff that, you know, if you blow too hard, it may blow up. You know,
Yeah.
what's up, Serena? Thank you for joining us. So, what is a good DJ setup for you, Jeff?
Well, a good DJ setup for me is first of all, nice, neat, wires tucked, no fire hazards, no overlapping, no exposed cords, and not, nothing crazy. Nice, good setup. Uh, if it's neat and clean, with or without a facade, I'm a facade guy, so I'm gonna always have my stuff behind my facade. But a nice, crisp, clear microphone, good sound quality, nice controller. Um, Two speakers, or as my wife always say, a beautifully aesthetic look where it looks even, everything evenly spaced, wires taped, tucked down, everything. Just a nice, clean setup, man. I don't know if that's where you were going or where we were going with that question, but to me, that's a good, nice, clean setup. Something where I look like that's my office or a DJ booth like back in the days. It looks my area is nice and clean. I add to the room instead of subtracting from the room.
Yeah, I agree with everything that you said, and I know, the good thing with the facade is the facade does allow you to hide some ugly stuff. You know, it allows you to hide wires and so forth. Uh, so I do love that idea. Um, and I know we come into situations where people think that their setup is great because they don't have any other information that they're able to look at and say, well, oh man, I need to up my game. But if you do your due diligence and you just kind of investigate and look, there's a lot of different setups. It's like the DJ. Hey, how you doing, Kim C? It's like the DJ table, so to speak. I don't know what it's called now. The where you put your controller inside. It's around. I think it's around $2,000 or $3,000.
Oh, you talking about they call them podium, DJ podium
Yeah,
board.
for the DJ podium.
Just a stand. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. And that is cool to have that. But everybody can't afford that. But what you can afford is to hide them wires and do the things that you need to do to make it look presentable. Because and hold on, guys, we got Corey coming in with us. I'm gonna bring him in right quick. Hey, how you doing, Corey?
Good. How y'all doing?
Pretty good. Good. But you do have things that you can do for those that may not have the money to purchase certain things. Some people may feel like a facade is just out of their budget or what have you. But clean up your setup, because if your setup is not clean, it affects your money. And some people look at you and they won't say nothing and be like, man, what is he doing? And you don't know, they may have a wedding coming up. But due to the fact of your presentation, it drove them away. It's just like having on some dirty clothes. You got mud all on your clothes and so forth. You ain't brush your teeth, and you expect somebody, or you expect this chick to want to talk to you. Oh, look at you. So our DJ booth is the same way, in my opinion. Our DJ setup. So we do, like I said, we got Corey with us. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about what's a good DJ setup to you, Corey?
For me, is a nice sounding sound. I think sound is very important. Nice, crisp, clear sound is very important. I think you shouldn't do like any kind of overkill, like not too many speakers. Don't try to blow everybody out the water. But a good clean sound is good. A good nice light setup is good. Not too many. But I do agree presentation is very important. I think your first impression is very, very, very important. To me, it's almost like having an interview. Like you go into a job and you want to look presentable. You don't want to go to a wedding with jeans on. I think that's a no-no. But you always want to.
So you trying to say that it not only is your equipment and what your setup looks like, but it's what you look like too. That's a part of and that's true. I agree with that. And it's the whole presentation, the whole thing. But I guess I don't know if that's where Mike was trying to go, but I kind of feel like that's where it's going.
Well, I think all of that support, Jeff, because I'm glad he said that, because I've seen dudes walking in baseball caps and jeans and think that they're gonna do somebody's wedding, and they have a problem with them saying that, can you change clothes? And it amazes me how we try to push how we feel about something on people that's paying us to do a job.
Exactly.
That amazes me. We got something from Rachel.
Yeah. Rachel from the East Coast popping in and giving in some points. Lets you be independent and efficient. Is neat. It's safe and lets you do the job professionally. Absolutely, all valid points, and exactly where we're trying to go with this thing, which is exactly where we would tell anybody to go. Who is that? Somebody raising their hand? Yes, Rachel. I don't know if she agreeing or she raising her hand.
Yeah.
Great point. That's a great point.
Yeah. All right. Well, and unless somebody else has something, I'm going to the next. You know, ah man, what
Well, that's
determines how much you should make as a DJ? That's a good one, Joe. What determines that? And in my opinion, I'll throw the woods on the fire. Uh, what determines that is even what we just spoke about, your setup, how your setup looks, how much you invest into your craft. As far as being a well-rounded DJ, and that could be someone that only does a particular thing. Even if you DJ a certain type of music, there is still a such thing as being well-rounded in that.
mhm.
Uh, but I think you having all of the goods and working on everything that you should work on as a DJ kind of determine, how much you should make.
Yeah.
Now that may not always translate into the money that you make, but it should determine how much you make. And I think, something that we talked about last week, I think it's unfair for you to expect to make a lot of money when you don't invest in your craft, whether that be your equipment, practicing, learning how to be a better businessman, and so forth. What gives you the right to feel like you deserve more if you're not doing those things? And I'm done.
Corey, I'm gonna let you go, brother. You got anything?
Um, I agree with what Mike says. Why should you feel like you should get paid a whole lot of money if you don't put in a lot of money? Um, I agree with that
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I think somebody put a post in one time that nailed it. It's your amount of experience and knowledge, your music knowledge, your setup, how much you put into it, and your marketing skills, what you marketing to your clients. Because all of
Mhm.
us can say we're great, but do we match what we saying or what we portraying on paper or what we putting out there? Do we match that? Uh, talent, time, resources, and all that stuff. So that's what it like. Rachel had a good point too. A choice from our time, talent, resources, and those are all great points. But yeah, I think a lot of people charge less than what they're worth. A lot of people charge more than what they're worth, in my opinion, sometimes. But it all varies on what you feel you're worth. But then you can't get out there like Mike say, cheating clients, promising something that you can't deliver. Well, I'm gonna do this gobo, but you got a gobo that's only 10 watts and won't even shine up. Or you go out there and say, I got uplights, but they all plugged up all over the floor. They're nowhere where they can be because they're not battery and wireless. But you telling them you got a nice uplighting show. You say I got movers, but you can't even control them. You don't even DMX them. It's just so many little things. Or you say I'm this, and then your mic skills are horrible, or you say, oh, I can rock it like we at the club, but you can't mix water and Kool-Aid. So it's just, it's all that stuff, man. And you just have to, it's don't lie to your clients. Be telling the truth. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's also what your clients are willing to pay too. But it's also the pool you're fishing too. So if you're fishing a small pond, you're gonna catch some really small fish.
Oh
And
yeah.
you fish in the right pond, you can catch some different fish, and it's gonna vary. And I'm one of those, I don't have time to educate everybody in the budget groups. I ain't got time to tell you how much a DJ worth and all of that. I just don't have time to do that. You should have, they may not, but they should have some kind of idea what they fishing for before they jump in the pool. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh
or
yeah.
do a little research. I mean, we do research. I know we do. Most of us do research on every product we want to buy. We don't just go buy a pair of speakers because I told Mike to get some QSCs. Corey don't just go buy a pair of Behringers because I said, hey, that's a cheap starter way to come in. Hopefully, Corey gonna go look and say, Jeff is trying to get me to waste my money buying some Behringers because they're gonna clip at about 6. So I don't need to go do that. So I mean, we research. It should be on them to research too a little bit, not just always be on us. But
Yep. And what's up, DJ Really Real?
Yeah, what's up?
Um,
What's up, Dale?
yeah.
Cleveland in the building.
Yeah. And Andre said something. He
Yeah.
said your worth is determined by your drive and ability to close clients, nothing more.
Yep. Yeah. And everything weighs into that too. Time, talent, and trade. I mean, all that stuff weighs into it and varies into it too. So it's a bunch of things, but it's your ability to drive. Oh, we got another one. Chico. If DJs should not advertise their price like Walmart, DJs are artists. People who hire you should be hiring you, not a DJ equipment and add-ons. Also, come after you charge it as an artist first. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It varies for everybody, and you just got to find what works for you. I don't think there's a correct way to do it. I'm sure there's probably better ways, but I won't say it's a correct way to do it. You just got to sell how you can sell you or
Yeah.
your product or your team.
And I just think it's super important. Whatever you sell, whatever you are selling, be able to deliver. Don't sell people a lot of wolf cookies, some that doesn't exist. And I just think that's unfair. Now, as far as your work, no one can tell you what your worth is. You know, you determine what your worth is. But at the same time, if people are paying you a lot of money for a service, give them what they're paying you for. And if you can't do it, don't tell them you can and you can't. And that's the part that for me that I have a problem with. If you're gonna sell something, deliver. If you can't deliver it, take it off the shelf, take it out of your inventory. It shouldn't be on your inventory list.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Sell the sizzle, not the steak.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sell the experience. You got to, like I say, everybody's different. There's no right and wrong way. You got to do what works for you, because what I do may not work for you, Mike, Corey. What I do may not work for Corey. But whatever you do put out there, you got to deliver what you promise. And you got to, you can't be, okay, I can do it. I can figure it out when the time comes. I'm going to sell it now. No, that ain't what people, what people expect.
Yeah, and I agree, Rachel.
Yes,
We all have access to the same stuff. Value comes from selling experience in your system. I agree. And like Darrell said, I sell the experience.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's an old Bill Herman term right there.
Yeah.
Sell the experience, baby. Sell the experience.
Yeah. And as long as we can, provide the experience, shoot, it's a bed of roses.
Yep. Sell, paint that picture, put them in that picture, let them see their self or put them in that moment, and it'll sell itself. It's not all that extra stuff and promises. It's just, you just have to be able to sell them and make them feel or see what you trying to sell them most of the time. That'll get most clients sold. But if you can't paint the picture and put them in it, they don't feel it like you should. You gotta believe in what you're selling too. You can't just throw it out there and not believe in what you're doing.
Now, this is a good question for me. Should every event be treated the same? Do you DJ the same at every event? And if this is somebody, why? I would really want, I really would like to know if someone believes that every event should be DJ the same. Because I haven't been in a situation yet where every event was the same and people had the same form of emotions. You might have some similarities, but everything is different. And I know in some situations, maybe some clubs, some lounges, you're put in a situation where you're playing the same type of music all the time. But even in doing that, there should be some variations of that, because people are different and people respond different. The way you responded to Tupac yesterday may be different today. You might want to wear red yesterday, and today you want to wear blue. Don't know. But I want to get y'all take on that.
Hmm.
No event is the same, man. I approach each one of my events differently. I prepare differently for just say fat daddies than I do for a wedding. I prepare differently for a 50th birthday party than I do for a corporate event. And a lot of them, sometimes there's no real way to prepare because you don't know unless you've done them before. But then after the pandemic, so many companies have changed, so things are different. So each event you have to prepare differently. And let's read through some of these comments.
Yeah, go ahead.
Every event should get the same amount of effort. However, every event is unique and should be flexible and do what needs to be done based on the crowd. Absolutely correct. That's from Rachel. Daryl, my philosophy is I'm always auditioning for the next one. So bring your A game to every. Absolutely, you should not undersell because they're not participating. You should be killing them regardless of what's going on in front of you. You should be having a party by yourself. Even if they ain't dancing, I'm gonna have a party. I'm gonna look at you and make you feel. Why y'all not partying? Because we haven't. So yeah, you're right. Every time you DJing it, you're not playing for yourself. You're playing for your next client. You're playing for the next person, but you're also playing for that client, but you're auditioning for somebody else. That's a hell of a point. So don't let up because you're not. They're not rocking and shocking. Corey, you had a similar experience this weekend, kind of, didn't you? When it was not really a party, but did you bring your A game anyway?
Yep. When they gave me an opportunity, I'm putting my best foot forward. When they gave me an opportunity,
Oh,
and I think you should approach every event with that same energy. Um, as soon as you're able to show them what you're about, do it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mike,
Well, hey, I feel the same way. For me, and I've said this before. There's a lyric from a Bon Jovi song that I live and die by. And it's the song "I'm a Cowboy." He said, "I've seen a million people and I've rocked them all." So uh, for me, I look at it like I'm like I'm bombing Hiroshima or something. Everybody is getting the napalm.
yeah, yeah. I like that.
You
Rachel said she had two different parties. One was a dancing, one was a toe tapping. How about us last Thursday, Mike? We had the old folks home, and they
uh-huh,
definitely foot tapping, not doing anything. And then
yeah,
I went to Fat Daddy's Thursday night, and they jumping off the bar.
oh yeah, oh yeah, and and for me, like Darrell said, 10,000 people, I have the same level of energy. I'm giving it to them.
Yes.
You know, everybody gets it. And me and some of my friends, we laugh and we joke because I said, man, I was rolling grenades and doing everything possible. Everybody died. It was liquidation. So so that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And it's no better joy to me to see that and to see how people respond to that. So I get up for that,
Yeah.
and I know we've kind of veered off, but you know, every situation that I come into, it's a new experience. Like
Yeah.
we all we have our little crew and we do Fat Daddies from time to time. Every time I go out there, it's a unique situation.
Yes.
And I don't allow myself to say, you know what, I'm gonna go in and do this, I'm gonna do that. And I talk to people all the time. I have no plans. The only plan I have is what the client tell me they want to hear. Outside of that, I'm going in free
Yeah.
because it allows me to really be able to have no letdowns. Because if you have this preconceived notion, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then you do it and it ain't working, and you ain't thought about a plan B, then you're gonna do what they call get the Serato face. You just sit there, yeah, you just throw the papers. So so
Okay. Throw the plane out the window. Where we going
yeah,
now? But yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
my only plan is I know that I'm gonna come in there throwing grenades.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
who I'm gonna throw
So
it at first? I don't know.
yeah. So you always got to be ready to flip flop, change, throw the plan out the window. Okay, it's time to go with what I know. What you did, what they might have told you is not working. So okay, we going in on what we know. Before we go, Chris, well, I'm gonna go to one more. We're gonna go to one more question. But if there's anything you want to ask Chris, since you're in here live and you can get some right direct feedback, come up. Let us get a question for us. But Mike, what's next on the topic board, man?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just read one thing that I want to read
Okay.
what Serena said. She said some
Okay.
people just want to listen to the grooves and not groove on the floor. Either way is good for me. I look at the crowd to make sure they are enjoying themselves. Yeah, and I agree with that. And I just wanted to touch on that. You have different type of people doing different things at the party. You have some people that sit at the table and tap their feet. You have some people that's going to get out there on the dance floor. You have some people that's going to sit there and rock their heads. And you have to be able to see and determine all of that and not allow that to make you feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to do because everybody is not on the floor. Everybody's not going to get on the floor. But you need to watch and see how people are responding to the medication that you're giving them. And,
all right, doctor.
Hey, I keep my lab coat on. Okay, so Darrell, I was DJing a party Saturday, and early on, it was folks eating and getting to their table. So I was doing my thing, creating a vibe for that time period. What is time? It's time to really turn up. So I'm, man.
I was in my world bringing them different music that they wanted. So wow, you can't even read the whole message. He didn't wrote so much.
Oh yeah. I appreciate it, Darrell.
Yeah. That's how you have to do that. I mean, I did a Christmas party Friday, and it was smooth, mellow, Al Greening and all kind of whatever mellow. But when it came time to turn up, okay, let's go.
Oh yeah, turn up time.
Yeah.
So what drove you to the industry? What drove you guys to the industry?
We're gonna let the youngster go first. What brought you to the industry, Corey?
For me, it was I've always had a real good ear for music because I was in the band in college, and I just really just took a shot at. I was DJing. Well, I was playing music at a house party, and I was really reading the people that was there really well. And so one of my close friends said, "Hey man, you ever thought about DJing?" I said, "No, not really." And they set me down and we had a talk, and they say you really need to try it out. So I said, why not? And I gave it a shot. And I said, hey man, I might be really good at this. So I started investing my time, going to local clubs and watching other DJs. I even followed Mario's brother, Blue Boy. I followed him around. We're in the same fraternity. So I was at a lot of his events. And as I watched more, I kind of developed a passion for it. And I started investing. So instead of spending my refund checks in college on just a bunch of crazy stuff, clothes, shoes, I said, I'm going to go buy me some DJ equipment. So that's what I did. And then I started making more and more money. And I said to myself, I can do something with this. I can do something with this. So I started investing a lot of time and energy into the industry. So that's pretty much what drove me to it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Like that.
Mike?
I like that. I'm just tell you what happened with Rachel.
Yeah, I like that one.
Rachel, she just kind of got through into the fire. Her brother got sick, and her first event was a wedding, one of the biggest things that you can do. So that was a good way to get thrown into the fire. For me, I've always loved music, and like yourself, Corey. First, I loved music. So in school, I was in the band. in junior. Well, I was in the band in elementary school, in middle school, and in high school. I was in the marching band, and I fell in love with it because of music. And music has been one thing that's always been in my life. And I started DJing, and it was just a hobby. And people would always tell me how good I was, and I started listening to them. And it got to a certain point where I got into the business, and I started doing events, more and more events, and people start you know want me to do all their events, and from there, it just kind of skyrocketed to something else. But I've always had a love for music, and that really drove me to the industry.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that drove me to the industry.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yep.
What about you?
Well, everybody knows my story. I fell in love from the time I saw the first person playing with some turntables, and I've been hooked since then. And I started following Greg Street around and listening to Well 105 out of New Orleans. Had a radio in the window, recording mixes from Manny Fresh's daddy. And I just been in love with DJing since I was a kid, man. And then I was finally able to buy my equipment when I moved overseas in the Air Force. I bought my first set of 1210s in 1989, and I've been DJing ever since 1989. And I just love it. I'll say I'm a control freak because I love doing, controlling the crowd and what's going on in front of me on the dance floor. There's nothing like that vibe with everybody moving to you or whatever you. If I want to take you to New York, I want to take you wherever I want to take you to the islands, whatever. I can do that. I can make you grab somebody slow dance. I can make you, whatever. It's just that control, and I love it. So.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I'm looking at what Chris said. Chris said it was, basically from, his family, seeing his family, and used to bring us together with no problem, and how he just loved music, and at the bottom of it, or the core for so many of us, it's our love for music that
Yeah.
drove to it. And then seeing somebody do something on those turntables with music, it just sends you into a frenzy.
Yeah. And
Because
it
when I
can't
saw
just
that,
it can't just be the love of music too. You have to have a passion to entertain and make
oh
people
yeah,
wanna have a good time. It has to be more than that. And I was just gonna come on what Rachel said. Sorry to hear that about your brother, but what a way
yeah,
to
me
get
too.
introduced into the world. And I mean, y'all, Rachel's a phenomenal lady in the business. If you don't follow her, follow her. She has some great screens and I forgot what you call them, gig. Well, she goes out, she'll follow, film from the time she gets to the venue till she sets up, and then some little snippets and things. But I mean, she's doing some great things in the industry, speaking at shows and all kind of stuff. So she's a good follow. Make sure you follow Rachel. Darrell, he's a Twitch master. He's out there DJing, doing his thing all the time too. So we have a lot of great people in DJ Crosstalk doing some good things out there, y'all too. I just thought I would throw that in right quick. But that's cool. I hope your brother's okay and everything's good with him and all those good things. All right, Mike, keep it rolling, baby. Keep it rolling.
What's up, Keith?
What's
Okay,
up, Keith?
okay,
Canada in the building. What's up to my
yeah,
CRM DJ up there in Canada? Canada done
yeah,
checked in.
yeah. Too cold for me. Too cold for me. Okay.
Let me go turn my heat on. Let me go turn my heat on.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
get cold thinking about that. And it's cold in the SIP. It's 37 degrees down here, man. I'm like, what's
Wow,
going on? Let me go back to Texas.
wow. Well, I know this is a heater. Did you
Uh-huh.
fall in love with DJing, or did you fall in love with making money from DJing?
Can we say both? Or we
Explain.
gotta,
Wow.
Explain, Chris.
Go ahead, explain.
um,
You in the 5 seat tonight, baby. You can't.
I like music, and I fell in love with DJing from that aspect. I like making money because I have a responsibility. Being a father, being a husband. Um, so once I started making money, I started getting more gigs. So it was always a lot more money coming toward me. Uh, So that's why I would say I fell in love, um, I guess in both aspects. But if I had to say one or the other, I would say I fell in love with DJing, because of my passion for music. Um, it just seemed like it drove me. Um, I guess for me, whenever I DJ an event, I like to take people on a ride. So I always tell them, put your seatbelts on. If you want to prop your feet up, enjoy the ride. Um, so that's what I do for me.
Okay. What about you, Jeff?
Man, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I love the DJ, brother. I would say I would do it for free, but my wife would hit me across the head with a bat. But there's a lot of situations where you do stuff for less than what you really want to do because you want to be in that situation to do it. So I know it's love for me, without a doubt. I mean, a long time ago, me and Mario had a conversation, Blue Boy's brother, about your passion, where you at, 70-30, 50-50. For me, it's always going to be 70% love and 30% for the money. I love the money, but I love the DJ more than anything. I mean, I just love what we do and what we do. And I mean, I remember the first time I opened a microphone when I was on the radio, and I say, "Wow, all these people are listening to my every word." So, like I say, man, it's just summer. It gives me an energy, and just looking at people have a good time, and just all this stuff. I just simply love what we do, man. That's all I can say. It'll always be 70-30 for me. Yeah, the money's great, but I love to DJ.
It's
Yeah.
always fun. It's
Yeah,
always fun. It's like almost like a drug.
yeah,
Once
yeah.
you,
It
once
is.
you,
It can be a high, man. So sometimes you leave and you still don't come down till you get there. And that's a good point, Rachel. If your work is rooted in love, it shows in your performance. You have a love for people to do this and not get burnt out. It's long hours, yeah, tough weekends, cold, rainy, all kind of stuff, crazy clients, you name it. It's just, it can be a little bit of everything. But if you love it, you can bounce off all of that just so you can have them 4 hours or 3 hours with that crowd on that dance floor. And that's just how I see it. And that's Darrell say, I'm absolutely, Jeff. I'm the same way. It's never about the money, but so humble that people want to pay me to do something that I love. I say that all the time too, man. But you
And
know,
I'm
so, yeah. But
and I
that's how I feel about it. So
and I'm gonna
if
just
you ever doubting yourself, ask yourself: am I in it for am I 60-40 money, or am I whatever? I have a 50-50. But you just have to weigh your passion sometime to see where your passion is, and hopefully most of us are in it for 50-50 is great because you're doing it for the money and for the love. So either way. But go ahead, Mike. I'm a hush.
I'll say this, and Rachel really touched on something, what made this question even pop up in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, is, no matter how much money you make, you have to love what you do. Because if you don't love what you do, if you don't have that that strong love for what you do, then you won't do the things necessary to be a better DJ because it's all about the money. It really ain't about DJing. And there are some people, whether we like it or not, that they're in this because they saw how much money you can make. And there are some of the guys that they make every excuse known to man to not be better at what they do because it's all about the money. For me, I love DJ. And if I could do it, for free, yes, I would do it. But like Jeff, my wife ain't trying to hear that. So but I love what I do. I love what I do to the point that every time I do an event, it makes me beyond ecstatic. When I see people responding to that, I love it. And it's something that I could do every day of my life and not get tired of. You know. uh, if you DJ with love, people know. You're right, Darrell. Someone literally told me that Saturday when I was DJing. You're right, Darrell. And not only that, man, you can just see it in people's face. And I was talking to Jeff about this, an event that I did Saturday. It was the 50th birthday. And I created an intro for the lady to do her grand entrance and everything. And listening to the intro, it was a guy. I looked around, he looked at me, and he gave me the nod. He was like, so periodically throughout the night, he was in different places. And I'm mixing some. I'm coming in and he'll look and he'll give me the nod. But just seeing things like that, that made my day. And before that guy left, he made sure he came over there and dapped me up and told me how happy he was and how I did and this and forth, and so forth. So
we don't have a two-piece sighting, but I had to have my mom come in and say hi to everybody. Happy holidays. I'm hanging out with my mom.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, Mama.
Hey, Mom.
Hi.
How you doing?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
before she snuck in on me and broke in from behind, I just had to come in here and say hello.
Oh yeah.
But Mike, you're right about that though, man. That's how we all feel about it.
Oh yeah. It's the love, man. You got to have the love, and if you are one that don't have the love, hey, hopefully you can develop the love, and it's just not about the money.
Yeah.
And if it's just about the money, then I feel sorry for you, and I feel sorry for the people that you DJ for.
Absolutely, because it will show. It will show, man.
Sound like it was a group of nice guys.
Yes, they're all nice, mother. Yeah. So we didn't get a two-piece. We got a one-piece sighting tonight.
Yeah. And I see you, Kim C. She says nothing like getting the okay, DJ. Go ahead, DJ. I
My
love
son trying to find me.
Yes. But yeah. All right. So Corey, did you think of anything you wanted to ask us? Since you've been on here, or you just rolling with what we going with tonight?
I had a question. It's gonna come back to me in just a minute.
Hey, I love this response from Darrell. You can't put a price tag on ladies dancing so hard, their hair and makeup have fallen, and they running and shows and on the fellows, and fellas come out of the shirts, and those moments of price to me. I think my favorite in all of that is when somebody got the tie around their head, like from that old movie with Donna Summer and Lionel Richie.
Oh yeah.
To me, that is priceless. Or they sweating so much that the back of their shirt just wet and they just look exhausted, man. Like they just ran a marathon or they just got through running from the cops or something. It's just like, man, there is nothing like that at the end of the night. You don't even need to say nothing to them. You just whatever. Or if I see somebody walking out with their shoes in their hand, I know they didn't have a good time. You out your shoes, got your slippers on. Well, you just going barefoot out the door. That's just it for me.
Or they looking at you like, man, please don't play another one, please.
Play something slow.
Yeah. I'm talking about,
breath. Yeah, I know, Darrell. I love that too, man. And like I say, I wish we could all just have cameras, man, because a lot of times people don't believe the stuff that happens in front of you. Dude. Like a bride in her wedding dress, break out, jump on the floor and start doing the worm. I'm like, what is wrong? That's $1,700, $1,800 and you down on the floor doing the worm. But you don't believe me because I didn't get a chance to record it. But it's just the stuff you see, man, that you just call in music, causing those emotions in people.
Yeah, let it do a thing.
Okay. I see you done jumped on to the next topic, so I guess he's telling me to hush. But what are some wedding trends everybody's seeing in the last quarter, or what's some wedding trends that you've seen over 2022 that everybody's saying? I know one that I've been seeing, and it's not really anything crazy, but I've been having brides wedding. They'll send the invitation out. Wedding starts at 3, but they won't actually start their ceremony to 3:30 because they're trying to get more people there and have more time. Have anybody been seeing that? Is there anything else anybody been seeing? Mike, Corey, y'all been seeing anything in the industry trending lately as far as weddings or anything?
Well, that's something that I've seen But like I said, for this year, I ain't did a ton of weddings, so I can't say what would be a trend and what wouldn't be. Now I've consistently seen that, with people, starting late to make sure that they get more people.
Yeah, but it's becoming a trend where like they'll tell you, they'll even contract you and not even tell you that, hey, we starting at 3. But when you get there, oh, I'm got music ready to go. I'm 3 o'clock. Where everybody at? Oh, well, the bride's that wedding's not actually starting at 3:15, 4:30 because she wanted to make sure everybody was there. And Rachel, I totally despise fake send-offs because that you
Oh
talk
yeah, I've seen that.
in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
room.
That man,
Oh my God.
it kills the reception.
Oh my gosh. Mike, do you see that?
What's that?
I'm making an appearance.
Oh no, hold on. Oh my God. I knew it. I told you she was coming. Oh, excuse us, y'all. We had a 2-piece site. 2-piece.
And a pepper. But yeah, I despise fake send-offs. But she said rustic barns. That's big in Texas anyway. So that's all the thing. Limited formalities. Yeah. If you ever do a wedding in New Orleans, they are the most laid back. You might not even have to introduce the couple into the room. There's no tables. It's just free for all food. I love doing weddings in New Orleans because they just so laid back. There's no nothing. I mean, it's just like, they might start dancing as soon as they walk in. It's just so much fun. Modern time. What do you mean by modern timelines? Give me a note on that one. Food trucks. Yeah, we've been having food trucks. Small guest counts. No, they try to get them as big as they can out here in Texas. What's the other one coming? She had
TikTok
mashups, fake sender. TikTok mashups. Yeah, it's kind of like Nick Spinelli said. You kind of like got a DJ, give him a verse or a hit or a chorus or something, and keep it moving. Hello, Ray. What's up, man? Happy holidays to my man down by the San Antonio way. Yep, you didn't let us down, dear. Thank you for coming on and popping on with us. But anything else, y'all? Corey, you seeing anything in the SIP that you hadn't seen before and that they doing?
One of the things that I got booked for was they wanted the dancing on the cloud like during the actual ceremony. That was
that's a diva bride right there. Is she doing it when she walked down the aisle, or when is she doing it?
Well, actually, she had some members of her wedding party that had passed on, so she wanted to have a cloud effect as she walked up to their picture and she would kiss them. It was a little different. It was a little different.
I've had three brides or so. When they walked through the doors, they wanted the clouds. When they came in for the ceremony, I've had that. And then, believe it or not, we had a cloud. Speaking of clouds, we had somebody at a Christmas party a couple of weeks ago. They wanted clouds when they were dancing. So my wife had to go and do clouds like 2 or 3 times during the actual party. So I was like, this is crazy, but hey, you want it, you pay for it, we'll deliver. We'll be right there, clouds, gloves in hand, dry ice, let's go. So let me see, anybody else putting anything in here? Modern timeline, maximize party, no formal stuff, like toast. Oh, wow. That's New Orleans, but I mean, the most formal thing they might do is the dances and toast. Other than that, they out of there. Ain't no bouquets, ain't nothing. We just sweating to the floor fall in. Just wonderful. And they do 3-hour weddings. I mean, so they might get married at a church, come in and do a 3-hour reception. So it's different. Yeah, it's funny. I'm sure y'all got some different stuff up east that we don't have. No bouquet toss, no garter. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that too. Well, I've been seeing a lot of skipping garter bells because people saying it's not classy. But then you out there dropping it like it's lukewarm or super hot, or you doing other stuff, or somebody tooting it up. But then you want to tell me the garter belt is too rough. You make it rough if you crawling under there biting stuff off with your teeth. I ain't got nothing to do with it. That's you making it rough. Yeah, it's really different, but it's good to learn. I do charge extra now for individual bridal party intro. Man, you ain't kidding. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, we don't do that a lot, but we have it.
Yeah.
But Rachel, we have so many barns down here, baby. We sick of barns, and they cold and they sweaty. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, to our next question.
Okay.
Open
Whoa,
envelopes
you
for
putting it
tip.
in there? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Should you ask the amount of the tip? Now, this is a good one because when you have a wedding coordinator that give you an envelope and it's open with a tip, uh, have you ever wondered, was that all your money? Did they give you everything? Because the envelope is not closed. So, should you ask the bride and groom how much they tip?
I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say this. I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna ask, but I'm gonna look a little side eye, cause, cause I mean, you don't know. And then say like you do. Let's just throw out a number. It was a $2,000 wedding, and you get a $25 tip or a $40 tip. If they rolling like that, do you think they finna give you a $20, $40 tip? Most people gonna at least tip 10% or at least 20%, 15%. And
Yeah.
I just think it looks. I mean, you don't know. Even if it's sealed, it's open.
Yeah.
What? It just.
And my question, real quick, to the people that's out there that are saying no or never, could you please explain why never? I know, me and Jeff talked about this.
I wouldn't ask either, Mike.
The
I'm
other
sorry. I
day.
just couldn't do that. I wouldn't ask. But how can you ask that question? Hey, by the way, how much was your tip? I
Yeah,
mean, it's a
yeah,
it's a
and that's a good, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You can't
yeah. It's
ask
a good.
that.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I know, but it's one of those situations where like Darrell said, all his envelopes he's received have been sealed. But
Oh man,
what
no.
if you get an envelope that's not sealed and it got $5 in it?
How about like one not too long ago? I got one. She peeled off out the envelope and gave me money.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree with Rachel. Charge enough where tips are not.
Yeah, it's not important, right? That's
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
point, Rachel. We
yeah,
understand
yeah,
what you're saying. Yeah, we
yeah,
definitely charging enough where tips don't matter, but we just trying to find out, just in case. We want to know. Just in case.
yeah. And I
I
understand
don't
what
think
you're
it's
saying, Chris.
appropriate to ask.
No,
Yeah,
it's not. I mean,
no,
we know that, but we just saying, you get that
yeah,
envelope and it's open, or it looked like it's been ripped open, or she redid another one and wrote your name on it. Because most times, couple will give you something with a thank you card in it or something,
mhm,
but it's open and you be like,
yeah, yeah,
and not
and
saying anything's funny, but we
yeah,
don't know. It's
and
just,
I agree. And I agree. I wouldn't ask, but we thought that it was important to bring this, to the
to see
conversation
if
because
anybody had seen this,
yeah,
anybody dealing
yeah,
with it.
yes, because when you get something that's open, and the wedding planner, dashing out all the money, and it's not the bride and groom themselves, and it's like, okay, well, I don't have a problem with what I get. A tip
No,
is a
I
tip.
don't either. It's
Yeah,
just,
but I do have a problem if somebody gave me something more than that, and made a decision, an executive decision that you were going to determine what I and anybody else should get. So yeah, you're gonna get a side eye, and I'm gonna be watching you the rest of the night, like,
hey, yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and and we can laugh and joke about it, but
Yeah, it's kind of serious, but it's there's really no way to do it in a respectful way. You know, I know I saw a planner or somebody. I saw this in another group. Somebody mentioned this though and said, "Hey, can I see the rundown sheet, or can they have a sheet saying what they gave everybody?" So it's not just me and Mike talking about this. This is happening in other circles, and people. I want to know why my envelope was open, why it looked wrinkled and crinkled.
yeah, yeah.
Why they had a slit across the top like they opened it with a pen, with a letter opener.
Yeah.
So it's just a question. It's just to add a little
Yeah.
humor to this thing and just
Yeah.
talk about it. So if you see it, let us
Yeah.
know. Somebody let me
Yeah.
know next time if you
Yeah.
see that.
So if somebody's creeping, we need to
Yeah.
know about it.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. All right. So,
Yeah. What else you got, Mike?
okay. Do you feel like you are lying to your clients if they ask you about your DJ skills and you tell them you can do something knowing you cannot?
Woo. Corey? Don't scratch your head. You're gonna lose your hair.
Do you feel like you're lying to your clients if they ask you about your DJ skills? And you
We'll make
tell
it
them,
easy. Can you mix?
yeah.
And you say, no, I'm talking about knowing your client. Hey, can you DJ like they do in the club or like I hear on the radio? And you know I'm not really able to do that. And you tell them you can, and then you get there and they be like, I thought you could I thought you was like DJ who Throw Down Sam or somebody from, what's his name? What's old boy name in Meridian? God, I can't think his name, but you know who I'm talking about. Heavyset guy out of Meridian. Just different DJs anywhere. And you get there and they tell you that, what you gonna say? So do you think it's okay to lie to your clients to get a gig?
Go ahead.
I don't really think it's okay to lie to them, but I don't think you should. I don't think you should oversell yourself. If you know that there's something that's not your skill, I don't think you should. It's almost like saying, "Hey, I can shoot the 3-ball good, but I go."
No, it's not quite like that.
Go
because there's somebody else on the team that can pick you up. When you're in there DJing by yourself, ain't nobody can pick you up if you tell that lie that I can DJ like I'm in the club. There is no DJ standing behind you that can sub in that Coach Kerr can put in for you. Mike, what's your thoughts, sir? I know how you feel about this, but
well, I was reading what Rachel said, and she was saying to the effects that you should never oversell yourself or sell something that you can't do, but you have to try. And sometimes being in those situations, you just have to make it happen. But I will say this: I'm totally against you telling somebody something that you you can't do. I'm totally against that. Uh, uh, and I understand that you may be in a situation where you need to try to do something, but I'm against you trying to do something when somebody's paying you something and you said you can do it.
Only time I say you can get away with that is say, hey, you don't have a gobo machine, or a cloud machine, and okay, they're gonna pay me, I can buy it and deliver that.
That's different.
That's different. But I'm not. You kind of lying, but you're really not lying because this is something because you can definitely produce that.
Yeah, and you can go rent it.
I'm better than Paris Hilton. Oh my God.
You can go rent that out, but you can't go rent out some mixing. I'm gonna go rent. I'm gonna go download some mixing into myself like I'm in the Matrix. No, you can't do that. No, I just think, and that kind of ties back into, are you doing it for the money only? So you see that paycheck and you can't deliver, but you still gonna, do your little white lies or whatever color you want to call your lies. And no, you can't do that. Don't do that. It's nothing. And I know some of us will say, oh, well, man, I don't have time to do this or do that. We make time for what we want to make time for. We make time for whatever we want to make time for. You made time to tell that lie.
Mike, you be coming with the 5-piece. You don't just come. But you're right, though. So that was a good question. I like that.
So don't. Don't.
And you don't realize it actually hurts the industry because the next time they deal with somebody, they're not gonna believe them, or they're gonna make them work so hard to prove to them. Or that's why you get people who saying, "Hey, can you give me this? Can I come see you play? Can I see a video? Can I see this? Can I see that?" Because somebody that lied to them in the past, and they want to see proof in the pudding. You know.
Yeah. So you got so many burn victims out there that they want to make sure that you can do what you can do.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me see what you can do. And you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I had I'll tell you guys about a situation I had, and I think I've told you this before, Jeff. I had a situation where I was doing a 3-day event, and it was a reunion. And the Friday's event, I wasn't able to do that, and we already had an understanding. And I had to send a guy. Unfortunately, this guy wasn't good at mixing. So Saturday, when I saw the lady that hired me, she said, "Mike, don't you ever send me somebody that can't mix. If they can't mix like you, don't send them." And I had to apologize to her, and I had to make it right. And I learned a valuable lesson that day. Hey, guys need to know how to do what they're supposed to do. You know, and everybody is not brand new to seeing somebody DJ for the first time. You got people that know what a DJ should and shouldn't do. And you never know when you may encounter them, or you never know who's in the room. How many times have you been in situations where a guy walks up to you and say, "Hey man, I really appreciate what you did. You know, I used to DJ back in the game," or blah, blah, blah. How many times have you encountered that? I've encountered it a whole lot of times. Or somebody walks up and they know everything about that. Saturday, guy said, "Man, hey, man, them QSC speakers ain't no joke. I like those K series. My buddy got some." You know, you just never know who's in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True that. True that.
So,
Well, is that it, Mike, or should we open it up? Anybody got anything before we
anybody got any questions before we depart? I gotta go get my wife something. Do we have any questions? And
like Rachel, thanks for hopping on. Darrell, everybody, thanks for hopping on. If you got anybody got anything, that one burning question.
Yeah. Keith from Toronto, 2C the DJ, James, all Ray. You other guys that we didn't see that came through, Garrett. I can't even think of all of y'all names, but thank you guys for joining us. And we hope you guys will come back, and we thank you, Chris, for jumping on with us.
Corey.
Corey, I'm sorry. Do you have that question, Corey?
Not right on. I just appreciate the opportunity to talk to you guys.
Oh yeah.
It's fast and furious, ain't it?
Y'all done laid some heavy hitters.
Yeah. Hey.
Feel like my eyes black from all these haymakers y'all done threw.
Yeah. Well, man,
Serena up in Greenville on the island. Yep. Well, I guess that's it, Miguel. We'll see y'all after Christmas. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I think I'll be back in Dallas. I'm not sure yet. I ain't decided.
And make sure we say bye to 2-piece.
Good night, dear.
All
right. Y'all have a great one. Thanks for jumping on, Corey. Mike.
Yes, sir.
Another great one, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we got a question. Hold on.
What we got?
What did he say? What was the question? I was trying to see if he had. Man, one of these nights, I want to get on here and answer these questions for a few weeks ago. Oh, wow. Hey, I tell you what, brother, you have an invite here to be here next Tuesday at 7:30, and we will put you on the show. That's Brian Gemini Ruth. You are you're on deck to be a guest next week, sir.
So be there. Be there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So that's our guest next week.
Yeah, and if you can, Brian, send me or Jeff a message with your phone number.
And we got you.
All right. Peace out.
All right. Peace out.